sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Listen, if you're like me, you hate doing admin crap. Number one, because you're not good at it. And number two, because you know it's taking you away from the stuff that actually makes you money. So why are you doing it? Do what I did. Go to worksby.com right now and let them pair you with a real executive assistant. Once I started working with Cheryl at Worksby, my income went up 40% in 1 month, and my working hours went from 70 down to 40. It's a game changer. Go to worksby.com right now, book a call, and tell them Walker sent you. If you do, you'll get 2 extra hours of service for free as a bonus. So if you're ready to finally stop doing the stuff you hate and focus on the stuff that makes you money, go to worksby.com right now. That's WORXBEE.com. Tell them Walker sent you, and you'll get those 2 free hours. Welcome to the OBS Sales School podcast. I'm your host, Walker McKay. Today, I want to talk about something. I saw something on Twitter this week, and it really burned my ass. And I went to respond to that person on Twitter, and my response was several. It damn near turned into a long tweet. And I was like, you know what? That guy's not going to freaking listen anyway. So I'm going to talk to people that care and those that choose to listen to my podcast anyway. So today, I want to talk to you about what this guy's comment was. All these people are reaching out to me, say they want to pick my brain, have a cup of coffee, and it's just a complete waste of my time. It's a bunch of MBAs asking, same generalized questions, and I don't have time for this. F this. And who the hell are all these people? What do they think they are? And they're wasting my time. So, and he's some freaking founder, some bullshit fancy thing. And I'm sure he's wildly successful, and I'm sure that people are calling him a lot to ask him to pick his brain, that kind of stuff. However, his answers seemed really arrogant to me. Hey, buddy, I'm glad you're doing really well. I'm glad this is no longer a problem for you and that you now are so successful. I'm sure you did it completely on your own and nobody helped you and you never picked anybody else's brain and never went for a cup of coffee with anybody when you're on your way up. But I get it. You're busy, right? So From this, I don't want you to, audience, you the No BS sales team, I don't want you to take this as I am agreeing that you should not call other people and ask if you can have a conversation with them. Actually, I think it's quite important. And also, if you are someone who has been successful, even in the eyes of somebody else, even if you don't feel successful yourself, but you feel, people are reaching out to you for help, I want you to think about a couple of things. Yes, it does take your time. Absolutely, it can take your time. And there's no way in the world you can respond to everybody that wants your time. I get it, right? So if you don't want to meet with people and don't want to spend that time, fine. Just say no. Don't accept the damn things and then bitch about it. Right? Somebody's asking you to give them something very valuable, which is your time. If you don't want to spend the time with that person for whatever reason, just say no. That's the first thing. So I get questions like this a lot. Hey, Walker, can I pick your brain? Hey, Walker, blah, blah. And most of the time, I'm happy to do that. As I've gotten busier, however, I've started when people usually they text me to say this, right? Or send me an email, which is fine. What I've learned to do is to respond with, hey, happy to do that. Sounds like you got something on your mind specifically. You mind let me know what that is so I can be prepared? Well, what's amazing is I bet half the people don't ever respond. Great. If they're not interested enough to send me a quick note about what they want to talk to me about or what they want to think about then fine. I don't have to meet with them. It's great. But the ones that do respond, when they say, like, I'd like to learn about this, or like to learn about that, your programs, or what you think about this, or what you think about, whatever things someone else might think I'd be an expert in, I can't imagine. I can take whatever it is they want to learn, and then I can begin to prioritize. If they want to learn about, something that I'm not passionate about or doesn't seem urgent, I could say, hey, that's great. I got a lot going on right now. Do you mind if we schedule something for July? Right? I'm still in control. I'm not walking into a meeting going, oh, what the hell is this about? I want to know ahead of time. Somebody says, I want to see if you'll hire me. I can respond and say, hey, thanks for reaching out. I really appreciate that. I am not in a hiring mode right now. But if you want to send me your resume, maybe with a quick note, tell me what it is you're really trying to do. Maybe I know some other people that would hire you. Boom, I just saved myself an hour. I've also learned that if people want to meet with me, it sure as hell is easier for them to say, for me to say to them, why don't you come by my office? Have a period of time between X and Y. Happy to visit with you then. Right? Give it a defined time. If you're so freaking busy, have people come see you at your office, give a defined time. And when they show up, say, hey, thanks for coming by. I've got 25 minutes. Happy to talk to you, whatever you want to talk to, but I have a hard stop at whatever, 3:30. So let them know that. Set the boundaries up. Here's the other thing. Let's pretend that you do end up accepting a meeting, right? And somebody just wants to pick your brain. They had general ideas. Let me back up. This guy's comment on Twitter was, networking is dead. Nobody knows how to do it. It's all about me, 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 me. All right. Well, guess what? His response was all about me, 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 me. So here's another way, right? If you have 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, whatever that is, and the person asks you some questions, answer the questions. But what if you did this? What if you turned around and said, so tell me about you. What's your story? What are you doing now? Tell me what, when they ask you a question, say, what do you think about that? Reverse it back to them. Say, tell me your thoughts. Ask them what, tell me where they are. Where are you in your career? Who's the person that's helped you the most? What are some ideas that you have that you're frustrated hadn't gotten out there yet? What are some things that you think ought to be happening that aren't, or ought not to be happening that are? What do you think you ought to do about those things? What are some, if you knew, how about, here's another one. If you knew I wasn't going to invest in your company and I wasn't going to offer you a job, how else could I help you? Here's what I want you to think about. If networking truly is dead and only us oldsters know how to do it, which I think is bullshit, suppose you model it. Suppose you turn it around and you ask people questions about themselves, what makes them tick, what it is that they understand, what their experience has been, what their dreams are, what they see going on in the world. Here's the thing. By doing that, you're modeling good networking to understand the other person. At the same time, maybe you figure out, wow, this person's got some real depth here. Maybe somebody I should introduce to somebody else. Maybe it's somebody I should hire. Maybe it's somebody to keep my eye on. Maybe I say, you know what? I've enjoyed this thoroughly. You mind if we meet again in 3 to 6 months? Would love to catch back up and see what you're doing. I realize we all have time constraints. There are certain things that are valuable to us, right? Growing your business, the pay time activities for growing your business, prospecting for new business, growing your existing customer base, working on new stuff that you can go out and sell, right? New products, new ideas, new joint ventures. That's the kind of stuff the pay time activities we need to be doing, along with planning for our business, right? The pay that bring new money in the door. So think about the long game. Are you ever going to hire somebody else? Would you like to know somebody that's really smart and ambitious that maybe a year or 2 years or 5 years down the road you want to keep in touch with? Do you ever have other people who say, hey, if you ever come across somebody really smart, you mind sending them my way? What a great resource you could be for a couple of people. So if you don't have time to meet with folks or aren't inclined, fine, say no. If you're not sure, ask them, hey, seems like you have something on your mind. You mind sharing with me so I can be prepared for our meeting and maybe schedule it according to priority? And when you meet with them, be kind and ask them questions. Model what good networking looks like. Model what being sincerely curious looks like. You'll be stunned. And it's amazing, even if you say, look, I'm probably never going to meet with you again, but I wish you the best of luck, right? That's the kind of thing you can change somebody's freaking life. We've all been given a set of experiences and a set of skills and a set of things that we have out there, and they're of value to someone else. Maybe you want to be greedy and not give all that shit away. Maybe you feel like you've given away enough. Fine. But there are other opportunities out there you may be missing on meeting somebody that maybe somebody else you know that you respect needs to know. Maybe it's helping somebody along. Maybe you have no idea how your conversation has changed their life over a period of time. You don't know. But by simply just bitching about it on Twitter, these people are wasting my damn time, you're not helping anything. You're just being a bitch. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. If you want to spend some time talking to me, send me a quick text. Tell me what you want to talk about. I might be happy to meet with you. Thank you. I appreciate you, No BS Sales team. I hope you have a wonderful week. Go get them. Close a lot of business. Talk to you soon.